Thank you so much, Bobby. Hey y'all, I'm Bluekandy. I'm a speedrunner of niche Nintendo games, including Kirby Air Ride, Animal Crossing, and of course, multiple Mario Golf titles, like this one that I'm going to show you today. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour for the Nintendo GameCube came out over 2 decades ago now. It makes me feel old. But the category that I'm going to show you is all birdie badges. All birdies or better count for best badges in this game. There are 6 tournaments, 108 holes, 108 best badges to get. This is a speed run that is a mixture of careful yet intense gameplay, because I have to get the birdies, but I also have to play really quickly. Now, it is marathon safe in that if I miss a birdie, I can restart the hole, so you may see me do that a few times and hopefully stay under estimate. That is the plan. So once you save and continue, you can restart from the tee. If I do mess up, this intro is beautiful, of course. And I'll be playing on the Japanese version. That is the fastest version, but it actually came out after the North American version, funny enough. So this game is weird in multiple ways, but I'm going to show you how it's done, because this is my bread and butter. So please enjoy Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. All birdie badges. All right, so this starts from a fresh save file, so I'll let you know when, I'll give you a countdown when it starts. Playing with Rumble off. And of course, the crowd is gonna love this. The character we use for the first half of the game is, of course, none other than Waluigi. So, countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, first cup is Lakitu Cup. No wind on any of these holes. You'll notice a lot of things. I'm going to point you out to all of the parts of the UI to pay attention to, because this is a more complex game than just press A and B and so forth. So the first thing you want to see is that I'm holding the control stick during the shot, and the bottom right ball model shows you that next to Toad down there. I'm holding that. That's our impact point. It's going to completely change the shot, and you hold the control stick during the shot. And a lot of people actually get that wrong. They use the D-pad to see what's happening. They don't actually hold the control stick during the shot. So that you can think of this like a rhythm game, in that I have to time both parts of the shot, both sides of the meter as it goes back and forth, and also hold the control stick at the same time and react to several other elements that you'll see come into play during this run, and get a birdie or better on every single hole. So Waluigi is the character we're using. He's the fastest character in the game, and also a very good spread of stats, so he's a very well-balanced character. That is why he's the character of choice, but later on, something else comes into play, and you'll see the secret character that's actually unlocked during this run after you get 50 birdie badges. Next up, let's see, we got so much to look at in this, this graphic interplace here. So pay attention to the reason why the bar comes back, and I'm timing it, and we can put spin on the shot as well. That's called a manual shot. And that's done by pressing A there, B there to set the power, and then another A or B press or spin combination of buttons to end the shot. Now, of course, since it says all birdies are better, anyone just joining, if I do manage an eagle chip in, that still counts. The run is not over, so don't worry about that. All birdies or better is the category. All cups have 18 holes, 6 tournaments that we'll be playing. So sorry, any fans of Congo Canopy won't see that today. That's the par 3 course in this game. All right, and then next up, I'll be using a lot of club switches there. You see this rapid club switch right there. That's in order to hit the ball lower and faster. It is more dangerous, though. As you can see now, I have a difficult putt that I might have to reset on if I miss. I did make it, though. Let's go. Nice. That is a really difficult putt from that angle. I definitely don't want to mess up on this first course. To get into my estimate there, which is a 1 hour and 5 minute estimate, I have to make probably less than 13, 14 mistakes over the entire course of the run. So time is tight, but I wanted to make it an exhilarating experience. You know, it's not just a free estimate. If I manage to, you know, swing through a few mistakes, all fine, and start over and everything's good again. But yeah, I definitely wanted to provide as much of a challenge, and I'm sweating up here for sure. This is a scary game when you are under time pressure like this. So let's see, what else? You haven't seen the wind yet, but when we get into the later courses, there will be wind where that boo symbol is in the top right. That'll show you the wind, speed, and direction, and there are plenty of different ones with caps on each course. And then let's see, the next thing is pin locations. For the first 3 courses that I play, there will be 2 pin locations per hole, randomly decided between the 2, but they are in static locations. So I'll always be able to tell which one it is and react accordingly with all other variables. And you also saw the rain there a little bit ago. Rain is random, and there are different chances of rain showing up per hole, and not on the first or the 18th holes per course. So on the desert course later, you can probably imagine, due to the climate there, that the rain chance is lower. And so if I get rain on the desert course, well, that's just it's a blur. It's a blessing and a curse. So we have an eagle setup on this hole with a very precarious tee shot that I have to get there and then bounce off the rough here onto the green. Again, eagle's not going to ruin the run here. But Waluigi can just barely make that work with the power he's got available to him. Nice little shortcut there. Now, because we have no wind on this first course, there is a chance I could actually do a consistent but double frame perfect or even quadruple frame perfect setup to get an eagle or a hole-in-one, depending on which hole it is, par 3 or par 4. So I haven't managed one of those yet, but those are pretty difficult, and they pretty much are required to get world record at this point. I've done a lot of work in this game, and yeah, those are consistent but very difficult. Hopefully I can get one here, but I am running out of chances. And also, if you see that -1% in the bottom right corner next to Toad, that is another element of RNG that I can react to, but I can't really do anything about if I am going for one of these eagle setups or these hole-in-one setups. That simply means that we call that shot distance variation. It simply means that the shot is going to go about 1% less distance than it would have if we got 0% there. And the same is true if we get the positive end of that. So Toad is not letting me have anything here with these -1s, but this is going to get pretty close. Oof. Not bad. Remember, all we need is a birdie. All right, 12 out of 108. The latter 3 courses, let me go back to what I was saying there. The latter 3 courses of the game out of 6 will have 3 different pin locations, and they start to throw in a more difficult pin location. That if that one shows up on some of the holes, I'm going to be in a little bit of a pickle, but I'll work around it as best I can. You'll notice I'm not using the camera to zoom at all on this first course, and that's because I basically have it down to a T. I know where everything is, all the slopes, geometry, and so forth. Once we get to the later courses, though, I'm going to need a lot more of that improv skill and management. Improv is going to be the key here, and it's going to be why I'm going to be working really well with Bobby over here on the hosting table, because, yeah, when I have to improv and focus, that is a perfect time for donations in the future. All right, so getting through this as quickly as I can. The 14th hole of each course is usually the most difficult one. For some reason, in this game, they just made the 14th one really difficult. So this one boasts an alternate pin location that's difficult to hit your second shot, too. Let's see, anything else? With this rather basic but also very complex shot-making system. Oh, I should say that this game is in 60 frames per second, so and every single little mark along the power meter is frame perfect. So I have to hit double frame perfect on every single shot while manipulating the control stick and so forth. So this is very much a rhythm game, as I mentioned, in some ways. All right, one more chance for a hole-in-one strat here on the 16th hole. Let's see if I can get it, or if I get rain, it's over. No rain. Didn't get the right club, though. So some of these I have to club up a certain amount. Holding that, I don't have a lot of time to react to. Oh, pin shot is not good here. Sloped putt, got it, though. Some of these camera angles do tell me whether I got like a 99% chance of that putt going in, so a lot of the cues that the game gives you are dependent on those camera angles. They'll tell you a lot of information, and so I'll probably react to whether something will work or not before it even happens. You'll be like, wow, why are you so distraught about this putt? Well, I probably didn't make it. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hey there, everybody. Just due to some technical difficulties, we're going to restart this run in just a moment. You are watching Games Done Quick Express live from TwitchCon at the Las Vegas Convention Center. My name is Bobby Blackwolf. I am thrilled to be your host. We've got Mario Golf Toadstool Tour coming up, all birdies badges. There's no deja vu going on here. It's just Mario Golf. We're going to be getting set up and started in just a moment, but I did want to thank Micah for this $25 donation with no comment. Thank you so much. So if you are coming to TwitchCon sometime during this weekend, we are just to the left of the main entrance. So you go in the main entrance, hang a left, and that's where we are all weekend. We have a $25 donation from Kaunos that says, I love surprise GDQs. I love them too. I love surprise TwitchCons too. All right, it is now time for Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Bluekandy, show us how it's done.
Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, no deja vu here, guys. It's me, Bluekandy, for the first time. Definitely for the first time. So I'm a speedrunner of niche Nintendo games, Kirby Air Ride, Animal Crossing titles, and multiple Mario Golf titles, including this one, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour for the Nintendo GameCube, released over 2 decades ago in 2003 through the middle of the year. So this is the all birdies speedrun. All birdies or better count for best badges that you'll be seeing, and there are 6 tournaments, 108 holes across those 6 tournaments. So 108 best badges is what I'll be aiming for. Careful yet intense gameplay is required to go fast and also not miss the birdies. So birdie is 1 under par or an eagle, 2 under par. That's what we're aiming for. It is marathon safe though, in that if I do miss a birdie, I can save and continue the hole, retry from the tee, and that obviously loses a lot of time, so I don't want to do that. I have about 13 or 14 resets across the entire run to get in under my pretty strict estimate that I've given GDQ here. So this will be an exciting run as a result. And once I get into the game, I'll show you all of the elements that you want to pay attention to. But before we start, I'm running on the Japanese version in particular. That is the fastest by far due to how the game loads and so forth. So you'll be able to see everything that this game has to offer. It is beautiful despite its age. And yeah, I think that's it. Right before I get started here, we are running on a fresh save file so that we have no birdie badges, no progress at all so far. And of course, we'll be using the crowd favorite character, Waluigi, for the first 3 tournaments of the game. So on my countdown, we'll start this for the first time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. For the first time. All right, first tournament for the first time is Lakitu Cup here. First thing I want to point out about the game is that this is a 60 frame per second game, and every single mark along the power meter at the bottom where Mario is enthusiastically looking at me is frame perfect. So double frame perfect shot here every single time amongst all the other elements that I'm going to talk to you about in every shot that's happening. So if you want to think of this game as a sort of a rhythm game in golf, that is definitely a good way to view what I'm doing here. So the second thing I want to point your attention to is the bottom right corner next to where Toad is. You'll see that ball marker there and the red dot. I'm going to be moving that all around. That's our impact point. Holding the control stick during the shot means that I can change how I'm hitting the ball, hitting the top of it, hitting the bottom of it, and so forth. And that will allow me to customize my shot in a way that will help quite a bit. I don't know if I'm going to make this shot this time. Nope, not quite. So this is an example of what happens if I do miss the birdie on a hole. We got to save and continue. Very good to get this out of the way early on. And the courses do only get more difficult as we go. So let that be a lesson. Don't mess up now. So next to Toad, there's that plus 1% this time on this hole. That means the shot is going 1% further than it would have if I got a 0 down there. That is entirely RNG, but I can react to it when it shows up, since it shows up when I set the power of my shot. So first, B press there. A to start the shot, B to set the power, and then I have to time it coming back with a combination of buttons that result in different spins or no spin at all. On this first course here, there is no wind, but you can get rain like this. And when rain shows up, it's pretty interesting. The friction component on the green goes way up, so you have to putt a lot harder, which is pretty difficult to diagnose. Typically, you want to add about 50% of the power of the putt you were going to make without the rain to your shot there. And since we have no wind next to the boo icon in the top right, on Lakitu, there is a chance that I could do some consistent setups for eagles and holes in one. And those will not ruin the run, even though this is all birdies. An eagle or hole in one still gets us that best badge, so all is good there. Now going back to the rest of the graphic user interface here, we've got the shot meter there. Power shots in red here allows me to go 10% further, but you get a limited amount per course. The bottom left tells you there to put the 6 next to the power in katakana there. So in order to keep your power shot, you have to hit what's called the nice shot. Whenever you see the guy say nice shot, it simply means that I was within a frame of my set power here, and also a frame of the sweet spot back on the other end of the shot meter there. You do that, you get a nice shot, and you get to keep your power shot. So again, these consistent eagle and hole-in-one setup shots are double frame perfect, eagles quadruple frame perfect, and I have visual cues here for what parts of the power meter I'm hitting that will let me attempt to go for them. So this one here might work actually with that minus 1%. This is a 50-50 shot of working. Let's see. Let's go. All right. Much better. That makes up for that mistake a little bit early on. We're balancing out. Very nice. And then the game gives me rain, of course. All right, let's see if this works. A little dangerous to work with the rain here. Everything's going chaotic. You'll notice I'm not using the camera to pan around and look at my shot at all. That's because this first course, I've got it down like the back of my hand. There's no wind, so I know how to manipulate my shot just as I need to without using the camera. But once we get into those later courses, there's going to be a lot more wind, there can be rain, there's going to be some difficult pin locations that show up. I have to react to those. And that's when the improv part of this run comes into play. You have to be really good at improv to play this category in particular very quickly. So when that improv is maximized, that's when I'll look over at Bobby and be like, hey, definitely want a little bit of quiet. And then after that, definitely good donation time.
I'm here for you, Bluekandy. I'm here for you.
Thank you, Bobby. Absolutely. So on this hole, we have a little bit of a precise setup here on this edge of the fairway to go for an eagle. Waluigi can barely make it there. Oh, and the reason we use Waluigi, of course, is because he's a well-rounded character, good stats, good control, and also decent distance. We started the game from a fresh save file, so we don't have access to star characters, which are sort of the glass cannon alternatives of the regular characters, boosting their stats and distance, while also reducing control quite a bit, making every frame mistake much more impactful. So Waluigi is in use because of the good balance of stats here, but also he just so happens to be the fastest character in the game, animations-wise. So that's pretty cool. Got to give a props to Waluigi, a hats off to him for that. We're halfway through Lakitu Cup here. Hopefully no more mistakes. Like I said, about 13 or 14 is that magic number that I'm aiming for to be able to finish under the estimate. So, something I want to do during this run is every time I make a chip in, including that eagle that I just made a few holes ago, we'll do a $10 donation to Able Gamers here.
Excellent.
So I'm going to count up all the chip-ins. I encourage you guys to do the same in chat. If you want to follow along, let's do a chip-in challenge. The rain here is a little bit monstrous, especially with this pin location. Got to go right under this tree, right up to the cup there. Very good. Right. I think that's about it for covering the main topics here. Once I get to the end of a course, we actually have the memory card in for this run, and we'll use that to soft reset the game, skip the awards ceremony that happens every course. And that saves about 7 seconds per course, so 35 seconds over the course of the run in order with using the memory card. Definitely a big advantage that you want to have. All right, so yep, always be paying attention to the impact point. Slight movements of the control stick can actually have a big effect on how I'm setting up my shot here. And we're 13 out of 108. This game is beautiful. I do want to reiterate that. Amazing game. This time, or I'm sorry, the first time that I'm playing this hole, the 14th hole is always seemingly the most difficult of the course. I got the worst pin location on this one. So we have to work around a little bit of a patch of rough here, hopefully come right up on the green in a safe spot. Beautiful pin shot, wow. All right, expertly handled on hole 14, happy with that one for sure. And then a few other silly mechanics that exist. You can't get rain on the first or the 18th hole of any course. And rain rates do differ based on the course we're on. So later on, there's a desert course. Due to the climate there, probably a lot lower rain rates expected. And if I do get rain on that course, well, that's not... Wow, let's go. That was completely improv. Like that one. All right, let's see if we can get a hole-in-one as well on top of that. 1 frame off. Just 1 frame off. Good, good. All right, so for the first 3 courses, 2 pin locations exist per hole. They are in static locations, so I can react to where they show up, randomly decide between the 2. And then in the last 3 courses, there's a 3rd pin location added to the lineup that is typically more difficult, so gotta react to that one for sure. Another element of improv to keep track of. On top of that shot distance variation, that -2% in the bottom right by Toad, on top of the impact point that I have to hold during the shot, on top of the double frame perfect inputs here to set my shot, and the button combination for the spin. Yeah, it takes a while to get a mastery on this game for sure. But it all works, it all comes together in beautiful harmony, I find, and that's why I never get tired of it. Been playing this game for 6.5 years at this point. So this is probably the hardest hole in Lakitu because we do a very quick shot here, set up in the rough on purpose in order to shorten the shot meter, which makes it more dangerous because we can get quite a bit more chaotic of an outcome. I didn't even quite get the green there, so we could get another chip in here. Nice. And that'll conclude Lakitu Cup. -21, not too bad. Unlocking Cheap Cheap Falls there. Here's our soft reset. Skip the award ceremony there. Get back to the intro. So Cheap Cheap Falls, 2nd course. Wind is introduced. We can have a maximum of 2 miles per hour in wind, or 3 miles per hour actually. But since we're playing on the Japanese version, this is in meters per second. The game was developed on the North American version first, actually. So despite there being meters per second there, The game is actually calculating wind in miles per hour. And if I have 1 meter per second, I can tell whether I have 1 mile per hour or 2 based on whether I can hear whooshing sound effects of the wind. So very interesting thing. Just very unique things that this game has to offer. Again, we are playing on the Japanese version if you're just joining us. Because of the loading times in particular, the time it takes for this scoreboard to load after Waluigi's done dancing about a birdie, that right there takes forever on the North American version. And that adds up over 108 holes in this category, and some even longer categories that play both the regular tournaments here and the more difficult Star Tournament variant as well. It's a lot of other things. So that's Cheap Cheap Falls. Bobby, if you got any donations, let's go ahead while we enjoy this beautiful course.
Absolutely. We have a $50 donation from Kay the Kitsune that says, pet that cat. Yes, we have an incentive going on for the Run After Yours Viewfinder. For every $500 we raise, we will pet the cat once. During that run, we are already 59% of the way to the first pet, but there can be more. It's up to y'all.
Excellent.
Very well done.
Let's get some more.
So how many chip-ins have you had so far? 2, by my count? Is that how this is done?
I think it's 3, actually.
3?
We got 2 of those rogue eagles, or one was a strat, one was a rogue eagle, and then we had the chip-in on the last one.
I'm trying to keep you honest over here.
Thank you, yeah.
Also, and I'm just checking. You can't see me on camera. I'm looking. That is not a TAS that is playing up here. This is actually Bluekandy.
Thank
no
you.
TAS.
Wow, that's so heartwarming. I mean, I put a lot of time into this, but yeah, no Taz. I have actually Taz this game too, so Tazzing tool-assisted speedrunning, I've actually dabbled in that because I love this game so much. I've seen what the upper limits, the upper bounds are of doing this particular category or really anything. And it is a lot of fun. In the Taz, you actually just straight up dunk the shot in the hole every single time. It is wild. Rain on this hole is not great. Some complex geometry approaching the green here that I want to make sure I don't lose a lot of distance. Perfectly set up. What a layup. Nice. Yeah, if I make it through this course with no resets, I'm going to be pretty happy. On this next hole, I got to pan the camera over, do a top left impact here into the rough, and that rough shot is going to cut the distance in half on this cup, while also having a faster second shot that is more risky due to RNG, which I got none. I got 0%, so Toad is being very nice to me right now. And there is something I'm doing here. You know, I'm not just like trying to calculate my shots and hit them in the right spot, but there is a very large difference on how far the ball will roll. So there's carry, where the ball is in the air initially, and roll after the ball has hit the ground for the first time. Wow, that went far. So now Toad's not being nice to me. Long putt here. Nice. So there's a perfect example of it. I did not want that shot to land on the green on the first bounce. If that happens, then I basically bounce way, way further because I'm playing a driver on that shot, clumping all the way up to a driver, which means I have a lot of forward momentum, forward velocity. And so I want to craft my shots such that they land before the green. There's chip in again. Wow. All right, road chip-ins. There's number 4. Yeah, Bobby's got me, I see.
I have my pen out and everything. I'm sitting over here.
Perfect. Oh, man. Okay, so hole 7, I landed on the green, bounced way too far. Hole 8, there you go. I bounced on the fairway, which is what I was hoping to do. And that allowed me to do a much nicer layup. Oh, and then, of course, on that shot, that was really risky shot because there's one other thing I didn't talk about, and that's the lie of your ball. So this is a pseudo-random, pseudo-RNG. If you have the same exact shot and the same exact conditions every time, you will get the same lie on whatever surface you're on. So the fairway can have a bad lie. If you look at the ball model on the bottom right, there will be dirt under the ball when I have a bad lie. And that will make that'll essentially make the impact zone of the ball go down. So every frame mistake that I make is much more grave of an error, unfortunately. So I have to react to the lie as well. And when there's wind and there's rain and there's different pin locations and I'm moving the camera for a set number of frames or however long I'm holding it, the lie is always going to be different. So the lie also acts, if you get a bad lie, it also acts to reduce how far you can hit your shot. It'll shorten the meter essentially, so the meter will go faster. So you can save time if you get bad lies, but it's at your own risk to be able to control the shot expertly within the given time. So the shot meter is going to move at the same rate no matter what. So you'll have less time to react to any RNG that shows up and less time to move the impact point around and so forth. Is a lot to think about. Got the back pin here, 378 from the tee. I do not like that hook. That is a late miss hit. So I may have a weird shot here, but it worked out. Happy with that. So if I miss the sweet spot on the way back, that sweet spot is frame perfect. If I miss it early, that's called a slice. And essentially what happens is, for a right-handed golfer, the ball will deviate to the right a little bit, and also it will go a little bit higher. The loft will be increased. And this is accurate to real physics, too, in this game. Unlike Mario Golf 64, where that's actually reversed, or it'll go lower. So the devs had a little bit of a fun time with that one. But in this game, it's solid, right on the money. Not like the 3-iron here. I was hoping not to get it. A little bit of an improv shot. Do some mental math based on the percentage of the bar I'm hitting, and nice.
Very well done.
The right pin on that hole is much, much more difficult. This is the first hole where I will actually use the camera, because I have the right pin here. No matter what, I have to hit under this tree to the green. So this is a precarious setup. So use the D-pad here and also club up quite a bit, because the game thinks I should hit a 7-iron. Beautiful idea. Hit this rough patch and hopefully reach the green for a straight putt. Very nice. 14th hole of every course seems to be the most difficult one, and that will remain true. So I'm happy to get that one out of the way. Oh, man. I actually hit this perfectly, but Toad decided not to give me a hole-in-one with that -1%. Dang it, Toad.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
Too bad. Well, that was a hole-in-one in my mind, so I'll take it. All right, Bobby, we got any more donations as we get close to wrapping up the second quarter?
Was that a chip in your mind, though? Because I want to put another tick on the paper over here.
Well, Toad said no. So.
Okay, thank you, Toad, for that.
Right.
We have a $100 donation from America's Tea that just says dog. And I do want to mention there's a cat in the next run. We have an incentive to pet the cat. I think we're about, we have about $200 left to be able to get the first pet of the cat in Viewfinder, which is the run right after Mario Golf.
Thank you, Bobby. This hole is got this as a setup, so I'm trying to hit this tee shot right to this little mound on the fairway. Then we have an uphill lie here, which will boost my loft right over this tree if I hold the bottom packed, and maybe get close to getting to the green here for an eagle setup. That camera right there tells me I'm somewhere on the green or the fringe. Perfect. Amazing. That's exactly what I want to do in any world record pace speedrun. Beautiful hole 17. So something that does carry over is there are hole-in-one eagle strats that we found over time on these other courses, but of course, they're not going to work when there's wind in play. Ooh, I definitely needed to miss the sweet spot there. Hopefully this doesn't go too far. Oh, a little bit of the cup lip there. Extra bounce, tough putt. Did I get it? No. That little cup bounce there definitely was not kind to me. Made it go at least 3 or 4 meters further. Have to replay that home. All right, one reset per course. I mean, if I average that, I'm good to go. I'm a shining run here. 6 resets. We could probably finish this in under an hour even. Let's try that again. There's the hook I wanted. Maybe a little short this time, though. Should be fine with that putt. Nice. I'll wrap up cheap falls, and we're about to unlock nope. Shifting sands. I was thinking about Congo Canopy still. There we go. That's the desert course coming up. Max wind speed there is 5 miles per hour, or up to 3 meters per second when translated to the Japanese version here. Actually 7 miles per hour, so 3 meters per second. I believe we have that gap there. So once we get to 50 birdie badges, there will be a secret character unlocked. I want the chat to guess what it is. If you know this game, don't guess. Don't spoil it. I want to see a long list of guesses in the chat. What will that secret character be? Because we will be using that character for the last 3 courses. The reason why, unlockable characters in this game automatically come with that star form that I mentioned, which is the glass cannon variant. So that will be by far the strongest character we have access to in a new game save file, which is what this run is played on. Getting all these best badges, we don't want to have any progress there. So we'll use the star variant of that to navigate the last 3 courses, which will make things a lot more interesting since they are more difficult courses into fantasy land there, and we will have less control over much more intense or much stronger shots. So let's see if we get rain on any hole in Shifting Sands here.
Nice shot.
Bit of interesting setup here with the back pin location. Also, of course, if you aren't enjoying the music yet, make sure you take a better listen to that. The music in this game is fantastic, and there are alternate tracks as well for some of the star tournaments. We won't hear today, but if this inspires you to drag this game back out, yeah, make sure you unlock those star tournaments with some of the shots you learned here. All right, this is a notorious run killer hole here. Depending on the pin location, we can bounce all over the place on this green. Happy with that shot. Nice. Yeah, all of these courses are just going to get more and more difficult here, so more and more improv required. This one I've always been worried about, but we got 0 wind there in the top right. Just need to make it over this bunker. That -1 from Toad is making it close.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
Hit right up the slope, add some extra power on the putt. Definitely want to be aggressive with putts overall. You'll have a higher success rate, but can't hit it too hard or you'll bounce right over the cup. All right, this game is not being nice to me right now. I'm getting the more difficult pin location on every single hole in a row, this one included. So let's take a look at what we can do with this shot here. I like that.
Chip in. Nice.
Beautiful. Incredible. What's that, Bobby? Number 5?
That is number 5, yes.
Let's go. On this hole, I want to craft my shot such that I hit this waist area, that light brown stuff, or the rough, and topspin onto the green. Very nice. And the next hole, we're going to take a shortcut. By the way, has anyone guessed in the chat? How many guesses we had? Where are all the characters being guessed?
Well, no, so I got my guess.
Oh, yeah?
My guess is that it's actually Scent.
Ooh.
And instead of bringing out clubs, he's bringing out prizes like the Mario coin. That's a $5 minimum donation.
Ooh.
There's a lot of great prizes, and you'll get to see some of it later. But yeah, I think Scent's going to be the hidden character.
Well, we'll see. Once I hit that 50 birdie badge mark here on the 14th hole of this course, if Scent pops up, you nail it, Bobby. Wow. Tough putt from the fringe there. Nailed it, though.
Very well done.
For an eagle on a par 5 using the shortcut, yeah, this Sands is going very nicely so far. And now we're getting good pin locations, so the game's lightened up on RNG. I'll take it. This one is much easier than the other pin on this hole, which is on the right side of the green. Remember, I have a little bit of an unusual setup here. Let's see if we can get this layup right on the green there.
Excellent.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I like this course right now. This might be my favorite course today.
Very well done.
All right, we're finishing up the inside of, or the outside of this round of golf here. So you have any more donations, Bobby?
Yeah, I do. And actually, I also think the secret character might be the cat in Viewfinder that we need to pet. We have a $10 donation from Pete that has no comment, and I hope that when you're donating, you're applying your donation to the incentive. We are about 61% of the way to petting the cat for the first time in Viewfinder, the run right after this one. But don't stop there because there could be multiple pets.
Let's get another one.
Yeah, so we have a $50 donation from Queen Pib that has no comment. Thank you very much for that. Are you the secret character?
No, I am not the secret character.
Are you sure?
Yes. I played this game before.
Okay.
I didn't want them to guess if they played this game already. Well,
Nice bird.
they're not going to guess me. All right, pin location matters a lot on this hole. I can actually glance at how many yards from the tee to the cup when I start each shot. And that 359 there, right on the corner of the screen, told me I have the back pin, which gives me a lot of room to work with on this green. However, I'm still hitting a driver that's going to bounce like 20 yards. So shot control, very, very important here. So far, perfect sands, though. I believe we're only at 2 resets so far. That's pretty solid. Depending on which pin you get, you also can get started in a different spot. Your tee shot is aimed in a different direction. The game aims your next shot where it thinks is your best option, essentially. So if the pin is further to the right on the green, then it's going to aim me further to the right on off the tee sometimes. So that gives me a clue as well if I'm not looking at the distance alone. I undercut that a little bit. Oh, just barely made it, though. Wow. Okay, that was that one made my heart stop a little bit. Woo. No matter how many times I play this, I still feel the rush. Especially this category it's definitely one of my favorites. In this game, in Mario Golf 64, just getting every single birdie. When you have a perfect streak of birdies, it just adds to it. Adds so much to it. All right, so this long par 5, the game likes to aim me right into the wall because that's what it thinks the best shot is, speaking of that. So we're gonna have to aim all the way over here. Frame perfect shot here, did not get it. I might have to restart this. Interesting. That is not going to work for a birdie. As you can see, we have no shot. So I had that bad lie on the fairway there. That's what happened there. I tried to play a driver when I had a lot of dirt under the ball. And that made it so that I had to make an actual frame perfect shot to not duff the ball, essentially. That's what happens when you miss-hit out of that red bar in the bottom right. I know there's 2 red bars there, but that red bar underneath the A, if that's only like 1 frame wide, essentially, you play outside that, your shot's gonna go haywire. So timing is really important. And that's only gonna get more strict when we play that star character that's about to be revealed here. Should I make this birdie or eagle?
Am I the secret character?
You are not the secret character.
Oh,
the secret character is...
Nice bird. Very well done.
Boo.
New character unlocked.
Just in time for Halloween. Sorry, did I scare you?
It's spooky season. I was ready for it.
Yep, you're seasoned. So we will use Boo, also known as Teresa in the Japanese version. Oh, weird shot setup here. Again, that game thinks this is the best thing I should do here. It doesn't want me to hit this rock face, but I have other plans to get this birdie here. When I have Boo's star form, I will be hitting 253 yards with my tee shot versus 209 yards that Waluigi is using right now. So you can see how once we get to the later courses that they're going to be longer holes in general, and thus I will definitely want to hit further. More chances for eagles on the par 5s and better layups for birdies on the par 4s. Mid pin on this can be a little dangerous with all the slope around it. To move the putt a pretty substantial amount, even though we're only going 1.5 meters. Almost through sands without a mistake. Oh, well, no, we did make a mistake on the 14th. So I am averaging 1 mistake per course. Again, if we keep that up, I am perfectly happy with that. 1 mistake on Blooper Bay, which is next, and I will be ecstatic. All right, and then on the 18th hole here, no rain is possible on the 18th hole, so I have a clean setup here to try to go for an eagle with a very, very precise shot setup here. 446 tells me I have the front pin. However, Toad, again, has other ideas, as does the wind, which is pointing against me, making my shot shorter. Still on the fairway here, so let's try it out. Probably going to end up in the bunker here. See if we can get that chip in, though. A bit of a weird spot. Oh. Still birdie, though. We're good. That's shifting sands. Next up will be Blooper Bay, which will have winds up to 9 miles per hour, 4 meters per second, and we'll be switching over to Boo. So, Waluigi fans, thank you for enjoying Waluigi in this game. He is a star. Now it's time for Boo in spooky season. So Blooper introduces a new mechanic also. The first time we see fast fairway, which is the more aqua teal colored fairway. It's going to show up on the first hole here. Fast fairway does what it seems it would do. Makes your ball go faster when you hit it. So things get a lot more chaotic as I launch myself into the rough here.
Nice shot.
Don't know if I like that shot. I'm on the green though. Still a difficult putt ahead.
Birdie putt.
Think I got it? Nice.
Nice bird. Very well.
Long row of slope there to play. Man, that is difficult. I can't believe I made that. Some of these I make and make me very happy. This hole is my least favorite hole in the entire game. It is just a mess. So if I can get through this one first try, I'll be very happy. This looks great. Good lie as well. So we can go straight for the green here for eagle. Get under that a little bit, maybe to get some more distance, but I'm probably somewhere in the bunker. No, rough is perfect. All right, so we'll lay up nicely on the green. Chance for chipping. Play the crosswind here. That hook is gonna take it away from me though. Still a birdie. Thankfully that par 5 is down, but yeah, I'm gonna be using the camera a lot more often here. Improv is the name of the game here with all the wind, more chances for rain. Very sharp upslope holes like this one. Some greens are gonna be ridiculous as well with all sorts of curvature. Whoa, that is so bad, wow. Got the chip though, let's go. So what happened there? I didn't think I was gonna have to explain that one, but I almost just one hop dunked that right in the cup though. I hit the side of the cup, and what that does in this game, it decides that your backspin is no longer a backspin, it is a forward spin. So it just takes all the momentum of the ball and translates it into forward speed. And I don't want that because that makes me go off the green in that case and not in the cup. So that was terrible. But pretty much when you get down to the pixels of it, if you're a couple pixels over, that would go in the cup, a couple pixels over the other way. It's that precise. Yeah, that's what happens. So that's a cup bounce. That's what I call those. And I might have overhit this while I was thinking about that cup bounce. Pass fairway, boot me forward. Okay, clean shot to the green, forward. Take a little bit of distance off of it. Softer landing with that 2-frame miss it early.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
There's a little bit of slope there. I didn't play it. Oh, let's go.
Very well.
So the moving lines on the green, those moving white lines, those tell me whether or what sort of break I need to play. Of course, I got the worst pin on this hole too while I'm trying to explain that. Got to bounce up. Perfect. Wow, okay. I'm very happy with that. Very, very sharp slope on that green. If I'm down on the other side of it, there's no chance I'm making that putt pretty much. So expertly crafted there. So again, those white lines on the green, they tell me the break, which way the ball's gonna break, which way it's gonna go with the slope essentially. And that's how I'm crafting my shot. I'm trying to estimate, just based on playing putts 10,000 times, how much it's gonna break, based on how hard I am hitting the putt as well. That minus 5% almost took way too much off my shot. The way I reacted to that minus 5% when I saw it, I had about a second to react to it, is I added a little bit of leftward motion on my impact point. We call that a fade. And on Boo has a super large swing out to the right and back to the center. You saw that? That's called a draw. If I artificially fade the shot, that will actually add distance to Boo's shot because of the massive draw. So essentially, I'm straightening the shot, adding a little bit of distance there.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
I could barely play around that plus 6% that Toad just gave me there. That made my shot go about 10 yards further than I was expecting it to, while I also had to basically time that frame perfectly. So I missed that by 1 frame. I would have been probably completely off the green with an unmakeable chip or unmakeable putt. So that was a very precarious shot. When it gets down to that, sometimes I just don't look at the impact points as much, and I kind of just hope that I hit the right frame. Because again, I have so much less control with this star character. Everything is more chaotic. So this is a hit and pray shot here. I'm just hoping that I get somewhere on the green. Almost made the chip, but this par 5 makes it pretty easy with Boo's super long distance to get that birdie.
Very well done.
All right, good so far. What's going on over there, Bobby? We got any donations?
I do. I have a $10 donation from Ridic that says, this Mario Wonder run has a lot of golf in it. Okay, Ridic, you're playing Super Mario Wonder while watching GDQ, which is fine. And if others of you are out there playing Super Mario Wonder while watching GDQ, there's a $5 donation tax to Able Gamers. So I want to start seeing those $5 in if you're also playing Mario Wonder. Going towards Able Gamers. And be sure to select the incentive to pet the cat in Viewfinder. Every $500 we raise towards that incentive, you have to select it after you put in the amount, will go towards petting that cat.
Thank you. While you were saying that, I've never seen that before. I bounced on the rock 2 times, just all along that rock phase there, and it put me right in front of another rock, which made it impossible for me to hit.
Are you saying that's never happened before?
I am saying it's never happened before. Indeed. A GDQ classic. Hey, I didn't think I was gonna get to say that, but yeah, I genuinely have not had that shot be blocked off before, so that was a new one for me. Don't know if I moved enough for that. Oh, okay, let's go. Again, these greens get so much more dangerous here. Every putt is sweaty. And rain on this. Oh man. I'd say overall the luck factor of this run with all the weather that's happened and the pin locations has been about average, but there's definitely been some gnarly combinations, no doubt about it. Right pin here, minus 2%. A little bit of that fade added on to control distance. Oh, and by the way, I'm hitting the top of the ball almost every single time because that is much faster in this game. I want to hit the top of the ball as often as I can, which makes the shot go much lower, but also faster because it's going relatively the same distance. Ooh, that's in the water. All right, I'm trying to hit to the whale here. Gives me a little bit of leniency so that I can just go for the shortcut once again and get an eagle. But dropping the water there, that's fine. Tee shots are quick resets anyways. I'm happy with that. There we go. Much better. All right, so yeah, wow. That shortcut took completely what I was saying off my mind. It is gone. It's because this game is very improv heavy, so whatever I'm thinking about is gonna be gone in the moment if I don't finish it. Thinking about my next shot already, doing mental math once I see the layup. Just short of that eagle. What's the chip count at, Bobby? What are we at?
By my count, it's still at 6.
All right, still at 6. That's healthy. Chip-ins are a very necessary part of this game. This category in particular. Have to save so many shots when they go awry. 14th hole once again, very difficult. Plus 2%, so I'm gonna give it a softer landing with that early miss hit and that slice. Very nice. Okay. Happy with this. So far we're at 4 resets, one of them being pretty quick. Still 2 courses to go after this one. This is basically a blind shot. I can't see what's happening here, but with some precise impact point management, we can land right on top of this or go down it. That's fine too. Maybe. Oh boy. All right, so we're gonna have a fast fairway shot here. Use the fast fairway to propel myself way too far onto the green. Yeah, that's that improv I'm talking about. Very difficult putt here. Might have understood. Oh, there we go. Right up the slope. Those diagonal up slope, down slope putts are some of the most difficult in the game, so I'm happy I got that one. Again, very precise impact point needed for some of these holes here to avoid those pot bunkers. Wow. So what I did there is I actually managed to escape that pot bunker just because of how fast my ball was moving forward. With the top spin added onto it, I can hop right out of the bunker there. That is actually extremely fast too, so we want to go for that every time we can, but there's no guarantee it's going to work. All right, a lot of crosswind here, especially on these par 3s. I try to account for the wind before I even see it. I'm starting my shot before I even see the wind, and I have to adjust for it while I'm making my shot with all of the things I have available to me, whether I can miss hit on purpose to adjust my shot a little bit, or hit a different frame of power, or move the impact point around. All of those things are things that I can do to try to adjust my shot. So we head to this planet over here to hope for an eagle setup. It's very rare to actually manage to stick that green while playing a top impact shot to go as fast as possible. Micromanagement here, I overhit a frame of what I wanted and also got that +1% making me go far. So I had to add a little bit of top impact and also a little bit of a draw to reduce my distance there for the green. Very nicely done for Blooper though. Happy with that.
New course unlocked.
Next course, Peach Castle Grounds. Again, if you're just joining, we're skipping the awards ceremony after each course. We are winning it. As long as we get #1, we unlock the next one. The guy tells us we get it. And then we move on. The last course, once we beat it, we'll unlock the credits, which is the end of this run. But we are far from that. Reset count currently at 4. The goal number is 13 to 14. That's what I'm hoping for, so that we can be comfortably under estimate. Actually, not comfortably at all. That would be pretty close.
Nice shot.
Okay, a little bit of a weird putt here. It looks like it's straight. It looks like there's no break, but even a little bit of subtlety on the green can add up in a compound way. It can compound and make me just lose my chance at birdie. Oh boy, this weather is awful. This shot is not any better than that, I think. We might be in front of this tree. Okay, we're to the right of it. It's unusual. +7. Did I manage to deal with that? Not quite. Hit the fast fairway. This putt is pretty much impossible.
Birdie putt.
Yeah, no chance of making that. To play up and down that slope. Yeah, if you can make that putt, I think you should have a career in pool, perhaps. You'd know your angles very, very well. Again, the wind is going up to 5 meters per second now. It's about 11 miles an hour. That is going to shift our shot quite a bit. And also, you'll see this pop up here. That's the best drive. In world record pace runs here, we actually play certain tee shots to avoid getting multiple best drives as best as possible, because it does waste 84 frames, or about 1.5 seconds in this game.
Nice birdie.
So it seems like I get the jitters early on in each of these courses, and then they really straighten out. But those pin locations can really, really change things up now, no matter if I'm feeling confident or not. This hole in particular has a ridiculously difficult pin location that I'm very thankful I did not get. It's right in the center of the green. There's just no real way to stick that consistently. All right, next hole, we're gonna play that fast fairway, hopefully. It's right behind the green pipe here.
Nice shot.
Might have missed it. Oh, this is interesting. I think I'm to the right side of it. Yeah, I managed to be to the right side of it. This is a long par 5, but with a big fast fairway bounce, we can actually go for eagle. You can also play through that green pipe. It goes all the way through, but good luck with that if you mess up by one single frame. And speaking of ridiculous spin locations, here's this one on this hole, so I'm not getting away with it. This is on the back side of the green, which is a very short bit of the green here. I'm actually gonna putt this because I'm, for some reason, in rough.
Nice birdie. Very well done.
All right, a little bit dangerous to go for that putt. I'll take it though.
Nice shot.
All right, uphill hole, pretty straightforward. Hole 6 is difficult, but until then, I'll let you read a few donations, Bobby.
Absolutely. We have a $25 donation from Boryenka that says, "You're doing great, Blue. Super proud of you, buddy."
Thank you, Bori.
Also, like during the last run, there was a marching band out there, and I'm hearing a train right now. Thanks to Boogie Poppy, who donated $25, said, "Conductor Poppy here leading off the $5 donation train with 5 tickets for me and 4 of my friends. Choo-choo!" So it sounds like there's a $5 train about to leave the station. Remember, we have an incentive. I just saw Bobby Berm backstage. He's ready to pet the cat in Viewfinder in the next run, but we need to get $500 for the first bet. We're about 66% of the way there. Be sure that you are selecting the incentive after you put in the amount on the donation page, so that cat can get pet.
Absolutely. One more is good before we get to the next hole.
So we have a $15 donation from Pyro Cheesecake that says, "Birdie watching is my favorite Mario Golf pastime." So many lovely little birdies.
Absolutely.
Nice on. Birdie
Well, we're
putt.
going to get more than a birdie on the next hole, I hope. This is the infamous cake-shaped hole, which is proven a challenge for many a casual player. So what we're going to do is go all the way over here and do a quick shortcut setup here. All the way up. This is really difficult to do with Boo because it has the wrong swing. It goes out to the right, so it's just going to hit the rock face unless we do an expert shot like that. And we're very, very close to the green here, so we just have to hit an approach up here for an eagle. Very nice. All right, now we get into some complex shot setups, especially on the back nine of Peaches. These are really where I'm gonna start worrying. Hole 10 is one of the worst holes out there. I just do not like it at all. So pretty much requires a frame perfect shot. I'm already thinking about it while I'm still playing hole 9, so that's what's in my brain. All right, good. All right, so for hole 10, I need to hit a very short strip of fairway. I do not want to hit the fast fairway or it will bounce out of bounds, and I do not want to go in the bunker, or I will not be able to make the birdie. This should work perfectly fine. Right in between there. Very nice.
Nice shot.
Great. Love that hole 10. All right, that's one of the demons down. Another one will be hole 15, and then Minnie and Bowser Badlands, which is the last course that I'm sure a lot of you are looking forward to if you could never beat it before. Show you how to navigate that one especially. If you want to know my favorite course, it's a tie between Cheap Cheap Falls and this one, Peach Castle Grounds. I am a fan of most all of them, but Blooper has taken way too many good pace runs for me to enjoy it anymore. Very, very long par 5 here. Hopefully, with 2 perfect shots and no bad lie here on the fairway, I can make the green. That is not a bad lie, so we're good there. Let's see if we can get it over there. Not hitting the tree. That looks really solid. I don't know where I am, actually. Ah, we hit the chomp, but we didn't wake up the chain chomp. So he is still asleep. Veg. Very good. And... no chip. Wow. Where are my chips at? Still okay. All we need is birdie. I say that like it's nothing, but no, really. it is so difficult. This is actually pretty much known as the hardest category in Mario Golf speedruns, is getting all the birdies super quickly like this. I've very barely taken any time to actually set up a shot that I'm worried about. I'm kind of just going blitz mode here because that's what I'm most comfortable with. The moment I slow down, I actually play worse. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna make this one though. Nope, not quite. Very, very dangerous slope there. And again, the lines on the green actually move at different speeds. So I'm mostly actually not reading those lines. I'm actually just playing by what I know. I played so many putts from so many different angles. I kind of just set up what I think will work every time. But you can actually use the speed of the white lines on the green to add up essentially what's going to happen to your shot. So a cumulative break of the putt. But then you also have to calculate how fast your ball is moving based on how hard you hit your putt. So that's going to change every single frame of power that you apply to your putt. That's why I think it's better to rely on improv based on what you know in the putting mechanics rather than trying to read the green, especially in a speedrun setting. This should work pretty nicely. This is a very difficult hole on its own because there's just so many different small platforms to hit to. Oh, I did not want to hook that. I definitely wanted to slice. Where are we going? In the pipe, of course. Oh, what a classic way to lose the birdie here. And there's the Pikmin. There are Pikmin in this game. Funny enough, a little Easter egg if you land in the flower patch. Maybe that was an intentional shot just to show you guys the Pikmin, actually. I'll take it. I don't think this is going to work either. I think I'm too far left in front of this yellow pipe here. Well, yeah, I think I have a clear shot to the green. What do you think, Bobby?
Yes.
Absolutely. We'll definitely make that work. All right, precise setup here needed. This hole is no slouch. Also, the game thinks it's a brilliant idea to start us with the approach wedge, you know, because I definitely want to hit a 60-yard tee shot. It's definitely where I want to go. This looks much better. Now we just need a good lie, which we did get. This is the worst pin on this hole, and I've gotten it every single time. Wow. This is a great shot. Very close. All right, so I was worried about hole 15. I should have been worried about this one, actually.
Very well
2 resets on that one. Still on solid pace, I think. This one right here requires frame perfect. Did get it, so this should go right down this strip of fast fairway very far. And if we're in the right spot, we'll avoid this mushroom right in the middle, trying to destroy our second shot. Right off to the side there. That's good. And then to top it all off, we have a downslope green here, which is going to accelerate any shot right down there and provide for a pretty difficult putt. I'm happy with that hole 15. Nice. All the problem holes are going down easily, and then just some wild stuff is happening. I suppose that's what GDQ is all about.
nice shot.
So once we get in the later courses, you'll see that the day changes tonight a little bit earlier on. We're playing in dusk time now, and by the 18th hole, there will be fireworks at night. Wow, I thought I was going to pin shot there. That would have been disastrous. Who knows where we would have ended up with that.
Nice birdie. Very well done.
All right. Wrapping up Peaches here, hopefully nicely. Nice. Best possible pin location on this hole. Flat putt here. We can get a pin in the middle of that green right on that nasty downslope. That's very difficult to play, so happy that didn't happen.
Birdie putt.
And then on the 18th hole, a long par 5 here. We're going to try to set up to go for eagle, but it is going to be, once again, dependent on the lie that I get on the fairway. Because, again, if I get a bad lie, my shot's power is going to be reduced, the max power.
Nice shot.
All right, so let's see what lie we get and whether we can go for the green or not. Oh, that's kind of a bad lie, but I think I hit my shot far enough. All right, double frame perfect. That'll get us there. I didn't really care where on the green I hit to. As long as I got the birdie in the bag, we're all good.
Eagle putt.
Make this putt, though. Not.
Birdie putt.
Yeah, good luck with that one for sure. And that'll wrap up Peaches. I'm happy with that, too. I think we're at 6 resets total and still 6 chip-ins, right, Bobby?
Still at 6.
I think we might get a few more in Bowser Badlands. These greens are going to be very precarious. All right, so 18 holes left of this run. Feeling pretty good. Unless I have a meltdown here, we should be on really good pace. So in Bowser Badlands, there will be lava on some of the holes. That is out of bounds. Basically requires a reset if I do hit in the lava. And on the first hole here, I'm actually going to play a shortcut right up here.
Nice shot.
A very careful shot. And we can go for an eagle chip.
Excellent.
Very close.
Birdie putt.
That's a little bit of a freebie. Now, visual cues are going to come into play. This next one, I'm going to use a lamp post to set up my shot here. And then I have to alter it for crosswind, which I did get a little bit of. Hopefully this works. That +1 is never a good sign. So we're going to bounce on wood, maybe. All right, we're going to play a wood shot. Unusual. +8%, so I saw that out of the corner of my eye. I reacted by doing an early miss hit there to kind of soften my shot, reduce a little bit of the distance there, because that +8 is going to add a lot. There we go. Very quick reaction time needed there. On this next hole, we have to hit to a small island here. Bounce off a brick face with max headwind. Interesting. So 6 meters per second, 13 miles per hour is what you can get on this course here. I don't know if I like this camera. Okay, I don't know if I can make that with this wind, so I think we're going to ditch the eagle here. Just go for a safe birdie setup. Very interesting round of RNG here. I mean, there is a chance I could make a super long putt here.
Chip in. Nice. Eagle.
How about that?
Very well.
That's a chip in, by the way. If you make a putt from the fringe, game says chip in, we count it. We count it. Number 7.
Nice shot.
Okay. So something to keep in mind is that wind direction changes when your shot, the arc of your shot changes. So if you're making a really wide shot like I just... You better go in the hole. What was that? Come on now. Only speedrunners would mess up a 2-meter putt like that. That's just straightforward. But while I'm making that shot, you can see how the wind will change during the entire duration of the shot. So I actually have to account for that, whether it's going to be more crosswind or left and right, or whether it's going to translate more into a head or tailwind, which would reduce or gain distance on my shot. Oh my goodness, this is, here you go. What did I say about precarious screens? This is the premium example of that. The whole location's changed, or the pin location is changing, and I have to react to it accordingly. Thought we were gonna get to test out all 3 pins there.
Nice shot.
All right, can this one work? Let's see. Land on the fringe and get bounced immediately backwards.
Chip in.
There we go, 1 hop in. All right, I'll take that. This hole is very difficult. That's definitely taken away a lot of my runs. Currently, the world record only has 1 reset in it, so yeah, it's at that sort of level. And when you have, oh my goodness, wow, this is just not giving me a break. So this camera tells me I'm just going to La La Land down here. There's a chance I could make this birdie depending on where I end up from down here, but you never want to end up down here. Needless to say how long it takes to bounce through all of that. I don't know if that'll work with the rain. We've been visiting Mr. Bob-omb, probably going out of bounds. Indeed. So sorry fans, this is not a pacifist run any longer. Mr. Bob-omb is gone. But we'll see him again, he'll come right back. Okay, still on pace, we're fine. Plus 1% here is trying to make me hit that fairway again, so we bounce right back to where we were. Now I have a rough shot for this, which is difficult. And I don't know, I needed the sweet spot on this. Comes down to that frame perfection again. 1 frame mistake and I'm way over here now. Nice. Very difficult putt. Okay, my hope is that this makes it past the thwomp, otherwise we're gonna get squished. Oh, there's the squish. I went in the other one instead. So this squish gives us the worst possible lie on the fairway. Now I have to react to plus or minus 8% there, which I got -5 after taking some power off. This topspin might not even be enough to redeem that, but seems like it was if we make the putt. Nice. All right, my least favorite par 3 in the game is up next, depending on the pin location. Did get the worst one, of course. Okay. It's got to make it there. Nope, not quite. I might have a shot out of the bunker, though. Nope, this is basically the worst place. All right. Number 8? Number 8, I think.
That is number 8, yes.
Oh, boy, okay. So on this hole, we want to hit up to this shortcut, which I did not do successfully because I have some terrible wind. So if we hit up to that shortcut, we can have a chance at the green on the second hole. That's actually how you have to play this in the ring attack side game in this game. You have to hit up all the way to the volcano, go through some rings, then finish the hole that way in par or better. But in this run, that's much better wind. I'll take it. Exactly what I wanted to do. Let's see if it works. In this run, we can guarantee a birdie or even an eagle chance by getting the fairway here and hitting all the way down. Right. That'll do it for the Badlands 8. One of the, again, one of the longest par 5s in the game. These last 2 courses are no slouch.
Nice shot.
Let's see where this goes. Sometimes I go for the bomb here on purpose, but looks like that bomb is saved today. I'll take it. Being nice to one bomb and mean to another one. All right, last back 9 of the game. Hopefully this goes smoothly, but there are some real monsters here. Badlands 11 is probably the hardest, but also the hardest hole in the game to birdie. So that's after this one, which has rain on it. We have to hit a very, wow, actually, might have gone really far here off that fast fairway bounce. But we have to hit our second shot under the thwomps here. Don't hit the fast fairway, right on the edge of it.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
Hopefully that goes in. Adding about 50% more power than I need to get that putt done in the rain due to the increased friction on the green. Here we go.
Nice shot.
All right, I'm just hoping for a chip setup here. This is the best pin on this hole, so if I can get it done first try, that would be good.
Nice shot.
Let's go. All right, that is a real monster down. I'm very happy with that one. Chip in number 9.
Yep.
Okay, we got the middle pin location on hole 12. So I started way to the left there, so that tells me mid pin, which is not the best thing.
Nice shot.
Not sure about this. Need to land not on the green, so good so far. Okay.
Nice on. Birdie putt. Nice birdie.
Good.
Very well.
Perfect back nine so far. Long par 5 here where we need to navigate around gates. And we'll have to navigate through a gate for the second shot with some really ridiculous wind and also the worst pin location. Okay, I'm just going to take a safety shot here and not actually go for the eagle. And I got the worst lie too. Oh my goodness. What am I doing here?
Nice shot.
All right, so yeah, just go anywhere over here so I can safely set up for the birdie. That's exactly what I want.
Nice approach. Birdie putt.
Perfectly happy with that.
Nice birdie.
Okay, longest par 4 in the game is up next. This one is going to require another good lie, so another round of good RNG needed here to be able to hit to the green.
Nice shot.
Hit underneath this thing and barely be able to make it to the green. Even with the strong character like Boo, have to use a wood to get there. This looks good.
Shot.
Also a really good pin location as well on a flat part of the green.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
And in all my practicing, this next one gave me the most trouble, even though it's not really the worst out of all of them, so hoping it goes smoothly. In the rain. Any last donations, Bobby, that you want to get in? Go for them.
Absolutely. We have a $25 donation from Ivan Hound that says, this is a weird Kaizo run. Let's get those birds. Wowee.
Thank you, Ivan. Yeah, I also play Pokemon Kaizo Ironmon. That's something that's blowing up as well. I very much enjoy that. So my speedrunning career, a little bit on pause for that, but I always have to come back for GDQ submissions for sure. All right, very happy with that. Oh my goodness. Literally every one that I say is a problem is just going perfectly.
Nice shot.
All right, here you want to go in between the feet, but I think I have hit the man's foot here. We should still be in a good spot. Ooh, a bad lie on top of that. We're going to have to play it safe a little short here. Avoid the piranha plants, which will spit your ball out in random directions, sometimes out of bounds too, depending on which hole you're on. Longest par 5 in the game. Okay, bad pin location as well that I did not really account for, but the +1 actually helped me out so I could play a backspin shot.
Nice on. Birdie putt.
All right, nice. These last 2 holes are no slouches though. Very possible reset on both of them. So here we're gonna hit out of the heather bush in the purple. Hopefully it hits into that. That'll reduce all my roll there. Perfect. Not really want to play a 3-iron here. That's a very low club. That's going to have chaotic shot, but wonderfully done. And then the last hole of the game, if we can get a birdie first try here, that would be absolutely incredible. All the way down the volcano. All right, best pin location in the game. Very happy with this middle pin. The other 2 pins are blocked by those spikes that you see, so this is about a good RNG. If I mess this up, well, I didn't deserve this. And sure enough, I managed to do something goofy.
Nice shot. Chip in.
But there's chip in number 10 to wrap it up. All birdies, 108 best badges in Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Time's coming up, sorry. Undo the time.
Very well done.
Yeah.
Time now. First attempt, right? Yeah, first try here. No deja vu at all. Oh man, thank you guys so much for watching this run on my first attempt of it, for sure, here at GDQ. Big shout outs to Matt and David Piano for redeeming those big GDQ shout out rewards, and big shout outs to the Toadstool Tour community, which is getting a huge oomph right now. So many people are working on modding this game at the moment, which is an incredible step in its future. We should have a lot of fun things from that. Custom courses and all that stuff. So really big props to the Toadstool Tour community that's popping up now, in addition to the speedrunning community. I've been speedrunning this for 6.5 years, and I want to give back to them as much as possible. So of course, you can find the Discord server from speedrun.com/MGTT for Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, and I very much recommend trying this out if this is your jam, like it's been mine since I've been playing this since it came out, actually. So this is the niche I picked up because I definitely wanted to see just how far this game could be taken. And no better spot to do that but the GDQ platform as well. So thank you, Bobby, as well, for the beautiful hosting, working with me, and thank you guys for the donations. 10 chip-ins if you were following along. That's $10 per chip-in. $100 donation from me coming up shortly. Yeah, but that will do it for me. Best of luck to the other runners in the marathon coming up, and have a wonderful TwitchCon and GDQ Express. Thank you so much for having me. Bluekandy.
All right, let's give it up once again for Bluekandy. We have a $50 donation from Charbunny that says, both the commentary and the golf are stellar in this run. Bluekandy always nails it. Good luck with the courses, and thanks for showcasing a fantastic run. Thank you so much for that. I also want to congratulate everybody. We have crossed the $1,000 barrier already for Able Gamers. So thank you so much for that. We're going to take a very quick break, and then we will be back. Don't close that tab. Now, while we're in this break, I do want to update you on the Viewfinder petting of the cat incentive. We have gotten one pet of the cat, but you know what? We're not done yet. Bobby Berm wants to pet the cat again, so keep on donating to that incentive, as Viewfinder will be the next run after this next one here. And you know, we have a $10 donation from King Wrangles that says, if you don't pet the cat, then the cat won't get pet. Simple as that. It's impeccable logic. We have a $50 donation from Jolly Walrus, who says, I'm a dog person, but I'll pet the cat for a good cause. Thank you so much. The cat will be jolly, just like you are. Thank you so much for that. We had a $5 donation train leaving the station during that last run. Bats has donated $25 and says, 5 tickets for the $5 train. Let's pet that cat. That's right. We are still wanting to pet the cat now a second time. A second $500. We'll get a second pet of the cat. We are most of the way there. We only have $300 left to pet the cat a second time. The next run that we do have coming up is Spyro Reignited Trilogy, then Viewfinder. So you got a little bit more time to pet the cat. We have a $25 donation from Wreckage that says, wait, petting the cat is optional? Let's pet the cat, chat. And we have a $250 donation from Sam that says, that has been a great golf run, and I'm looking forward to some pets. Thank you so much for that, Sam. So if you are just joining us, we are live from TwitchCon at the Las Vegas Convention Center. This is Games Done Quick Express. 3 days of speedrunning goodness benefiting Able Gamers. Able Gamers is our charity that we're benefiting. Their mission statement is creating opportunities that enable play in order to foster inclusive communities, combat social isolation, and improve the quality of life for people with disabilities. Coming up today, Spyro Reignited Trilogy is going to be coming up next. Then Viewfinder, where we're trying to pet the cat a second time. Then Octopath Traveler 2, and then Super Meat Boy. It's going to be a lot of great stuff. I hope you can stick around for a lot of it. If you are coming to TwitchCon sometime this weekend, we are actually to the left of the main entrance. So you come in the main entrance, and you hang a left, and that's where we are going to be all weekend. We have a $25 donation from Smurgledwarf. I love that name. That just says, pet that cat. So remember, when you hit the donation, when you submit your donation, you put in the amount. Be sure to select the incentive underneath with your amount total. So I also got to say that since we're here in Las Vegas, this is my first time in Las Vegas. And, you know, outside of the Las Vegas Convention Center, if you've never been here before, there's this big orb. They call it the Sphere. It's got a whole, like, LED lights outside of it. And I know it costs, like, $3.6 billion to rent the inside of it, but I was kind of wondering, like, get, like, a randomizer, like an Ocarina of Time randomizer, but not only are the items randomized, but, like, where the screen is inside the Sphere is randomized. So whoever's running it has to, like, look at different places in the Sphere. Or maybe have it, like, controlled by chat or something. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. That'd be an interesting stretch goal. And as promised, we have a $100 donation from Bluekandy, who is just up here on this stage. 10 chip-ins in Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. $10 per chip-in. Pet that cat 10 times over. Thank you so much for that, Bluekandy. Man of his word. You know, I'm still thinking about the Sphere and how we would use it. And it's like, I remember watching in previous GDQs, like the rhythm blocks with like the I think it's In the Groove. And, you know, all the stuff they do with the notes. And imagine having the notes all around you in the middle of the Sphere. I think it's still $3.6 billion to rent out the Sphere, but I'm just thinking about things out loud. This is Games Done Quick Express, live from TwitchCon in the Las Vegas Convention Center. We are benefiting Able Gamers. We are currently raising money for an incentive to pet the cat a second time in Viewfinder a little bit later this afternoon. So you want to select that incentive. We have a $10 donation from Flex that just says pet the cat. You know, maybe we could play Viewfinder in the Sphere and have the cat in different places. And you have to take a picture of the cat to move it to a different part of the Sphere. Something like that. I also want to point out some of the runs we have in this stage, in this rectangular stage. It's not a sphere stage. Coming on later today. Octopath Traveler 2 is coming up after Viewfinder. It's the Galdera run. It's not any percent. It's just Galdera. Getting to Galdera, defeating Galdera. Then we have Super Meat Boy, 106%. Always fun. Just like Pseudo Regalia we had earlier today, a lot of great movement tech in Super Meat Boy. And it's always interesting to see how the run's changed over the years, the more times it gets shown at GDQ. Dark Souls, all bosses. That's how we're going to close out the day today here at TwitchCon in Las Vegas. We're also going to be here for 2 more days. We're going to start off tomorrow with Pepsi Man. I'm from Atlanta, so Pepsi Man's like an enemy to us in Atlanta. Not even sure you're allowed to legally play Pepsi Man in Atlanta. We also have some Pokemon going on tomorrow. Pokemon Pearl. And we have a Super Mario Brothers 3 race. All right, so this would not be a Games Done Quick without prizes, but I also want to mention that I am Bobby Blackwolf, and this is it for me today. I will see you again on Sunday to start off the show on Sunday, but this would not be a GDQ without prizes, so I want to see what prizes we have. What you got for me over there?
Thank you so much, Bobby. I couldn't have said it better myself. It's not a GDQ without prizes, and that's why I'm here with my good friend Court to tell you all about some of the amazing prizes that you can win when you donate to the event. Now, I'm just gonna give it to you all up front and simple. If you can get in a $50 singular donation today, you absolutely should, because that's gonna get you entered into all of the prizes that are available today. There are so many incredible ones, Court. I know we've spent like half an hour sitting here talking about them before this segment, but what do you want to tell people about? I know there's some good stuff.
There's some really good stuff here. I mean, we could start off with Stone Kirby, one of my favorite prizes that we get a ton from Flux Tide Designs. Thank you so much for sending this out to us. $5 minimum donation, and you can have a little Stone Kirby of your own. You can use it as a paperweight, you know, sitting on your desk next to you. I love it.
Exactly. It is all the design of a Kirby and all the utility of a stone. How could you not love one? $5 minimum donation. Now,
absolutely.
from E. Watson, we have something that I love to talk about. A set of 3 lovely carbuncle charms here from Final Fantasy. You know, you got your Ruby Carbuncle, your Topaz Carbuncle, and of course, your Emerald Carbuncle.
They're so cute.
Your choice of Carbuncle tells me a lot about you as a summoner. Like, if you choose anything other than Default or Emerald, you are wrong.
Okay, cool. I was gonna pick that one. I was nervous that I was gonna choose wrong, but you can't.
You've chosen correctly,
okay,
Court.
cool.
$10 minimum donation, though, and you get the set of 3. Thank you so much, E. Watson, for sending them out to us.
Absolutely. One of the prizes that I've been talking about as we've been setting up, because I love it so much, is this little adorable Lancer 3D painted spray. So yeah, for scale, this is the Stone Kirby I was just talking about. Here's Lancer. It's so tiny. I love it so much. Explosive Action always sends us out these awesome 3D painted prizes. $5 minimum donation, and you can have little Lancer here.
It's super adorable, and just as a fun little demonstration, Lancer can stand on things, like Kirby.
Aww.
See, another great use for a stone, another great use for Kirby. How could you not want it?
These prizes are they're so useful. Just $5 minimum donation for all of this.
There you go.
Amazing.
From Mr. Enigma and his wonderful TikTok community, we have an Amigurumi 1-Up mushroom. These things are so cool. He gets together with, a bunch of people, and they're all like, yeah, we should amigurumi a bunch of cool stuff for GDQ. In this case, we got this lovely 1-Up mushroom, $10 minimum donation. Thanks so much for sending it out to us.
I love it, absolutely. And also $10 minimum donation, we have this Crash Bandicoot adult coloring book. So first of all, there are so many pages in here for you to be able to color of different characters, different locations from the game. And, I'm going to hold this the correct way, maybe. But yeah, I think this is fantastic. Sometimes you just want to sit down and do some coloring and one of your favorite games, if you're a Crash enjoyer.
Speedrun the coloring book, new Crash category, absolutely possible. From That's a Goop, we have an absolutely amazing Sans print here from
Wow.
Undertale. You're not gonna have a bad time if you win this. $10 minimum donation. Love the perspective on it. Love the use of colors.
I love the
contrast.
fight at the bottom. You know, if you
Yeah.
did this fight, you're like, oh, that's gonna stick with you for a while.
Got the little bit of the UI in there. Absolutely fantastic. I'll just set that down so it gets out of the way.
Absolutely. And of course, sitting in the middle with us this whole time, we have the Shovel Knight and Enchantress plushies. First of all, these are really high quality plushies sent to us by the developers, Yacht Club Games. Thank you so much. $15 for the pair of them.
Yep, they are absolutely adorable. And Shovel Knight comes with a lovely little magnetic shuffle as well. From Murray Lindsay, we have a pair of relief prints. These are really cool. So if I understand the process
Okay, Sen,
properly,
you
or he's
set
upside down.
me up for that one. That one was...
Look, I am nothing if not consistent, let me tell you.
I learned from the best. I learned from the best. I love the pair of these is both absolutely gorgeous. The color difference, too, I really enjoy.
Yeah, no, the contrast is absolutely great. One styled after the Witcher series, one styled after Ori and the Blind Forest. If I understand right, these are actually done on linoleum, and the method is like you wear away the print itself with like an acid solution, and then you use a block press to press the image
Right, and that's
onto
why it's called the
hollowed out
relief
thing.
print, because you're basically getting the opposite of it. It's incredible how these are
It's
made.
super cool. They're super striking. I love the colors on them.
Me
Thank you
too.
so much for sending them out. $15 minimum donation for both of us. From, would you like to take a crack at it, Court?
Absolutely. I mean, Hollow Knight is one of my favorite games. We were talking about playing Hollow Knight Archipelago here on the couch, and this is the scene of Knight coming in to see Hornet in Green Path, and the colors on this are absolutely striking. Just look at the detail, the red outline there. You're looking up at Hornet just going, okay, this is gonna be a tough fight.
It is an absolutely fantastic print, and it is signed by the artist, Guinel Jumon. Tell us if that's correct. So we have an ongoing game with him to figure out if we can pronounce his name correctly on stream. So far, we are losing like 6 years in a row.
I said Gino Jumalon, and then Seth said that, I was like, oh no, wait.
You know what? I don't care how long we lose at this game because this artwork is absolutely incredible. $20 minimum donation for that print. And also from a generous anonymous donor, we have a SteelSeries Arctis Pro wireless gaming headset here, an absolute beast of a wireless gaming headset. I believe this market retails for about $300. It could be yours for a $25 minimum donation if you win it. Thank you so much to the generous individual who sent that out. And we got to talk about our big day prize also from Guinel Jumon. You can see it here behind Court. This incredible Undertale Megalovania blanket is a $50 single donation. But trust me, it is worth it. It is fantastic. It is 100% cotton. It is like 4 feet by 6 feet. You can see a pic of it next to some people over at gamesdonequick.com. Just an absolutely beautiful, handcrafted piece. Could be yours, $50 donation. And that $50 is gonna get you $50 towards our grand prize, which is $150 cumulatively throughout the event. From our good friends over at the Chain Nerd, we have a Kingdom Hearts chainmail inlay.
I love Kingdom Hearts. I'm a Kingdom Hearts speedrunner myself, and this, you have the stained glass that sticks with you, has the different images of scenes throughout the game, and just how they recreated this in the chainmail is unbelievable.
It's a recurring motif throughout Kingdom Hearts, and they've captured it here in an incredible medium. Just some notes about this. This is 17,293 individual chain links, which is mind-boggling. I want to point something out to you, Twitch chat. 17,000 minutes is 12 straight days. That's how big of a number 17,000 is. That is 17,000 individually hand-linked pieces of chain.
I can't even imagine the work that was done to plan all of that out, because it's like looking at the individual chains, it's like, all right, here's the light green one, here's the kind of darker green one, here's the purple one, all in a row, putting them in precisely.
It's not like it's a monochromatic piece either. It has 27 different individual colors in there.
It's stunning.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much to our friends over at the Chain Nerd for sending that out to us. And as a reminder, there are always more prizes that you can learn about. You can head over to gamesdonequick.com at any point and check out all of the available prizes that we have each day and how much you need to donate to be eligible to win them. You can see all of the amazing speed runs that we're going to be doing. You don't want to miss anything we've got. GDQX is just jam-packed with great runs. And of course, you can see all the incentives that you can put your donations towards, because you don't specifically need to donate for the prizes. You just need to donate at least the minimum donation amount. So get that donation in for Pet the Cat. cat.
We're almost at the second pet. We're so close.
We've secured one pet, but cats deserve as
Much
many
more than
pets
that.
as we can get. Let's get some donations in towards that, and let's all get hype, both online and here in the room, as we send you back up to the front and get ready for the Spyro Reignited Trilogy run of Spyro the Dragon from Nally Q. Make some noise, people.
All right, I think we're back. Welcome on in, everyone, and hope you're all doing well. I'm going to be taking over for the next block of hosting here. I am McDisis. My name is hard to pronounce, but don't worry about that because you're just going to be reading it. We got Spyro coming on up, the Spyro Reignited Trilogy with Spyro the Dragon. But before that, how about we read some stuff here? First things first, we do have that Pet the Cat incentive they were talking about. Right now, we are about $965 on there. We can have up to 4 pets, and it sounds like we're getting pretty close to the next one, so maybe we'll pet that cat. We have $150 from GeneralBot. It says, does this Badger moment mean that we can pet the cat? You know, it just might. Hopefully we will be able to pet the cat. Alrighty, it sounds like we are about good to go. Up next is the Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Spyro the Dragon with Nally Q. Take it away.